It's time for another Friday Sews, and I have quite a bit to tell you about. So Friday Sews is my opportunity to kind of sit back and just tell you all about some of the things that have been under my sewing machine, that thing, as well as my upcoming sewing plans and what's been going on in life. And I really do look forward to these. They're so much fun. Friday Sews is the brainchild of Today in Jen's sewing room, so make sure that you check her out. Of course, I'll put her information in the description box below. I've actually got a ton to share with you. I want to give you an update on ProjectDressagirl. I want to share some things about Hispanic Heritage Month. And then I went to a fabric store grand opening for my favorite little shop. So let's just get started with the ProjectDressagirl stuff. So that's actually what has been under my sewing machine lately. I have been sewing on lots and lots of labels. And for those of you who have actually sent in dresses and also included your extra labels, thank you so much, because I actually ran out. And really, thank you to all of you who actually provided some monetary assistance, because I did have to order several hundred more labels for the dresses. I mean, I thought 300 was going to be good. I never thought that we were going to get close to 1,000. By the way, let me tell you that Puerto Rico really came through with a huge amount of dresses last minute. So I know that I had reported that we had 790 dresses. Well, the dress count is actually closer to 890, plus the additional dresses that I haven't seen pictures for, so they didn't get included in the tally. So I actually really hate the idea that I may have missed some pictures in the compilation or even in the tally. And so there's a couple of things that I just kind of wanted to bring to your attention. If you have a private account on Instagram and you submitted your pictures with the hashtag and you tagged me, I still won't be able to see any of the pictures that you submitted because you have a private account. So unless I'm already following you, I'm not going to see them. I think that was one of the biggest issues that we had. Other people just kind of sent in dresses because they weren't on Instagram and didn't think to email me pictures. So if I somehow missed your beautiful makes, I send my biggest apologies. I really do. I really do feel horrible about it. Another thing that I wanted to make sure to note is that if you did send me your dress, I plan on delivering them the week of October 17th. So I still need to schedule a day to turn them all over, and I plan on filming it and sharing all of that with you. So stay tuned for that one. Also, make sure that you're following the Dress a Girl Around the World Maryland Facebook group, because Marissa, who's the Maryland ambassador, she posts pictures of the dresses going out. She shares information about the different orphanages, missions, organizations that these dresses get donated to. And every now and then you might actually see your dress on a little girl. I mean, no guarantees, but it is a possibility. So make sure that you're following her page if I have your dress. Oh, and I almost forgot. Dress a Girl Around the World is actually looking for ambassadors in areas where they are currently not represented. So if you are in an area and you notice that, hey, there's not a local ambassador and you would like to get involved, I'm going to leave the details for Rachel down in the description box, so that way you can reach out to her and, kind of discuss what the requirements are and how to get involved. Some of the places that come to mind for me are South Africa, Trinidad, Ireland, the Netherlands, and, well, Puerto Rico as well. Now that I'm thinking about Puerto Rico, let me tell you about some of the stuff I have coming up. So it is Hispanic Heritage Month, and it runs from September 15th to October 15th. Last year, I actually made a couple of looks, like the top that I'm wearing here, that are inspired by Hispanic culture. And if you're actually interested in the pattern review that I did for this top, which is Simplicity 8840 or Simplicity 8844, I'm going to link it right up here for you, so that way you can click on the link. But I go through a pattern review and then I talk about the indigenous symbol here for the tree frog that's called a coqui, and well, its origin story, which is also a love story. It's actually a really nice story. So click on that link and it'll just cue it right up for you. Although I haven't made any new Hispanic culture inspired garments, I did actually interview a Puerto Rican pattern designer. So I interviewed Tommy with Sirena Patterns, where we got to talk about her beginnings, what inspires her, how culture played an important part in her business, and then also some of the changes that she's making to Sirena Patterns and what we can look forward to, some really exciting events. So make sure that you tune back in on Sunday so that way you can catch that interview. Now let's talk a bit about life. So the past month, my everything has been Project Dress-A-Girl, and really it kind of started really picking up steam and rolling along quite quickly and in a very organic way. So I wasn't really able to go out and do a lot of like really fun sewing related stuff. So when I saw that Three Little Birds, which is a local fabric store, it's a little independent fabric store, was having a grand opening because they moved from this tiny little location to a much bigger location, I just knew that I knew that I needed to go and support. So I did go to Three Little Birds and I had a blast. I mean, walking in, it's just like you walk into what feels like a little cozy house and then bam, there's tons of fabric. One whole wall is nothing but quilting fabrics and they're really, really beautiful stuff. And then on the other side was all of the garment fabrics and bag making and patterns. Oh, was I in heaven. Also, I actually ran into Kendra with I Can Sew. She's over here on YouTube, and I'll put a link to one of her videos up here. She's actually really funny. I was watching one of her pattern reviews from a while ago, and just her takes on the patterns and her brutal honesty had me dying the entire time. So make sure you check her out. You know, it's just so nice being able to talk to someone who understands your love of sewing and can actually have like a great conversation about some of these fabrics. So, okay, let me just show you what I actually picked up. So I got this one right here. This is the Lady McElroy Love Hearts. So this they actually consider a tensile high twist lawn. So it is really nice and a little on the sheer side, which doesn't bother me because I'm actually planning on making this into a blouse. So since it'll be against my skin, it's not going to be an issue. I saw a really cute high-end blouse that was a pussy bow blouse. But you all, I'm not spending those dollars on a top. So I decided that I'm going to make an inspired look using this really beautiful fabric. I picked up 2.5 yards of this at $14 a yard. I also picked up this fabric right here, which is a jersey knit from Lady McElroy. And this one is called Paint Splashes. This one caught me a little off guard because when they said it was a jersey, I mean, like my mind just couldn't wrap around it. This fabric is actually really substantive and a lot thicker than what I would typically think of as a jersey. It has really great two-way stretch. It doesn't really stretch in the opposite direction. I'm planning on making a pair of joggers and a matching sweater out of this using the border for something amazing. I picked up 4.5 yards of this fabric at $14 a yard. However, I did notice that today she's actually running a sale on this fabric for $12 a yard. So if you're interested in this, definitely check out the link below and do it before the sale runs out. And then the last fabric that I picked up was this rayon twill. Now this one's by Robert Kaufman. It's called the Black Sunset Studio Collection. And you all, this fabric is just amazing. Let me get it down to one layer so that you can really see it. It has some beautiful drape in it. And then look at that selvage. That blue, I really hope to incorporate that selvage into my look somehow. Now, I was actually thinking about making a pair of pants out of this, but then they had mentioned a jumpsuit, and immediately I was thinking, yeah, I can use a Zadie or something out of this beautiful fabric. It is. I can't tell you how soft this feels. Oh my gosh, it's great. I got 3.5 yards of this fabric at $12 a yard. I also picked up a couple of other things. Get your head out the gutter. Size inclusivity really does matter. I picked up this Jumble Size Matters mug. I really do like it. Actually, it's turned into the perfect chili bowl for me. And then I also got these labels right here that say Made with Joy, and there's the little stars. I just thought that that was really sweet, because one of the things that I always like to say when I'm closing out my videos is that I hope that you find joy. And well, made with joy. Isn't that cute? I got some Swedish tracing paper too. If you've never used Swedish tracing paper, it's actually really nice because it almost feels like fabric. So you can see how it's made there. So you can use it to drape. I like to use Swedish tracing paper for 2 reasons, actually. I'm going to trace my all-time favorite pattern, Quixo 3928, on this because this stuff, it's not going to disappear anywhere. So it's a really good way to kind of preserve some of your favorite patterns. The other way that I like to use it is if I'm making a new garment and I don't want to use any of my fabrics as a tester fabric and make a mock-up of it, I'll check the fit of the actual pattern by cutting it out in this Swedish tracing paper and then sewing it up, because it sews up beautiful, and then you can check for the fit and decide if it's good enough to go on your good fabric. Because it was the grand opening, she also gave me a little gift with my purchase, which was this little pouch right here. And it came with, not that one, I threw that in there. It came with these really cute little sheep buttons that are made out of wood. Look at that little guy, isn't he adorable? So I did get some really fun buttons from her, and I got to spin her little wheel, you all. I don't know why, but when it comes to spinning wheels like that, it always feels like such a huge adventure. Like you don't know where it's gonna land. What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? And then it actually landed on a bath bomb. And so I was sitting there like, I got a bath bomb. And I was like really kind of quiet about it. Like, I got a bath bomb. And Kate, when she was ringing me up, was like, well, what'd you win? And I was like, a bath bomb. And she was like, oh, do you not have a bath? I was like, I do. I love bath bombs. So I picked one out that was called Jamaican Me Crazy. And when I came home, I was actually showing my son all of the stuff that I bought. He stole my bath bomb. So we ended up having to compromise, and I gave him half of my bath bomb. That little dude loves a bath as much as I do, I swear. And then the last thing that I picked up was this candle right here, which is a Frida Kahlo candle made by Kin & Care. And this is in the scent Sandalwood Vanilla. You know, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, so of course I picked it up. And actually, I like to light candles while I'm sewing in my room. It kind of like helps me set the mood. But this candle in particular is made by refugees, which I thought was nice. And it smells amazing. Plus, Frida Kahlo is just an amazing person. I had to have this candle. So I'm really excited about Hispanic Heritage Month, as well as my fall wardrobe planning, which I'm looking to share with you soon. But don't forget to check out this video right over here, which was the top that I'm wearing, the pattern review for that, and it discusses the indigenous symbol right here for the tree frog. And until next time, I hope that you find joy and have a wonderful day.